that baseline, at least I put that out when we're doing it. Talk about these indicators, the security, legislative, political, is only one indicator that at least we've done well, which is the security. The rest have not been good. But I've heard you talk about that improvement and all that over the week. But really, there's a general decline worldwide when it comes to press freedom. So maybe that's what is just pushing us to where we are. Indeed, it could have been worse, but for the global or the general global decline. Ghana, we are part of the global village. We don't live in isolation. And especially in the face of digitalization and social media, our cultures are a bit intertwined because people are seeing what's happening elsewhere. And there is a tendency to even say, let me replicate it here. So even in the face of all that, if we are able to maintain a certain standard or situation peculiar to Ghana, I think we all deserve commendation for that. Because we could have easily also slipped into what is happening elsewhere. My heart is filled with joy, especially on the morning of 2nd May. When I looked at the report, what I was looking for within the period was any journalist attacked or died. What's happened? Is anybody in prison? Is any, you look at the situation reports, and when the reports are coming, we are all on edge because the contributors are not us. There are CSOs, there are other people whose work, whose research contribute to some of these outcomes. And not all of them do we have the benefit to see before it gets to RSF or even before the report comes out. So we were concerned looking at the performance generally. But once again, if you look at even the raw scores, percentages, that in 2023, our overall score was 61.88, and in 2024, our overall score is 67.71. So you will say that maybe we've not gotten to the A's, but I'm excited that we haven't declined, because if there was a decline, I believe this conversation would, even by a point, I mean, if it was from 62 to 63. But considering that we've been to 22 with 22nd before, and then we are now at 50, we shouldn't be rejoicing too much.
I am saying that when we got to 24, economic conditions was not there.
Okay.
We were performing better than South Africa because economic conditions were not there. Now South Africa is doing better than us. Do you know why? Because if you look at the salaries and conditions of service of journalists in South Africa and compare them to that of Ghana, go and check their scores. You would realize that if certain indicators were also introduced under the previous dispensation, then definitely we wouldn't have been where we are.
Okay.
But if we want to compare apples to apples, then look at the cumulative efforts of governments and the scores under the dispensation before 2022. Then we can also confidently say that the only time that Ghana was #1 in Africa was when President Akufo-Addo was president in 2018. So you realize that the only time we were first in Africa, that was in 2018. And even before then and after, there has been second, third, down there somehow. But the moment the assessment changed and then they introduced other factors, and I'm saying that if we had pulled just a little bit to get the economic indicator from 47 to the 59, it is the most significant contributor to...